Hey everyone, we're at BlizzCon and me and Phil just got to play Diablo IV, and it was just announced today. I think people knew it was coming.
Right, yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, no, it's real. We saw it and we got to play it.
Yeah, got to smack some stuff around as a druid and various forms of being a bear, so that was pretty fun.
During the presentation, they actually talked about how this is more of a return to the darker side of Diablo, which to me seemed like sort of a dig at Diablo 3, which which is something of a contentious title for a lot of people, particularly for the sort of the vibrant color palette, which may have been not so much in line with the first two Diablo games. Did you actually get a chance to play any of the previous games, or?
I did a little bit. I've dabbled in Diablo over the years, but yeah, this seems like more my speed. I'm kind of a horror game buff, so like this is the kind of Diablo that I'm interested in.
Yeah,
definitely seems like it's gonna get pretty bloody. And I finished one mission, got all the things done, brought everything back to the kid who needed the thing, and he still died for some reason. Just coughed up a bunch of blood. Seemed great.
Yeah. There's actually a section in the beginning where you're actually literally crawling through bodies, just this massive pool of blood.
That whole shot was that's the descent. It was very much also a Lara Croft Tomb Raider kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I was into it.
And what's interesting is that of course it's very much in line with the previous Diablo games, but that it's got more of a sort of online element, I guess you could say. There's one section where we went out to this sort of wide open setting, and we saw other players sort of wander in.
People are just out doing their thing. Yeah. They're running around the same town as you. They're killing various monsters and leaving gold for you to pick up, which was nice. I appreciated that. It seems more in line with kind of the live game sort of situation that we've got going on right now, where people are kind of sprinkled in. You go into a cave or a mission, then you're in your own instance, it seems like. But out in the world, seems like you're sharing the world with a lot of other people, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it was very interesting, because I'm used to playing, when there's other people, it's it's a choice. You want to play with friends or whatever. But this one is it's very much a shared world, and that actually leads up to some of the world events that you can take part in. And that was it was interesting, just sort of seeing how these massive events just sort of happen.
Right. And it gave me a bit of a Destiny feel.
Right.
It's. Which I'm a big Destiny fan, so that, I was I can get behind this. This is cool.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's a lot of big stuff going on that you can kind of choose to participate in or not, which is nice.
Right.
And I kind of beelined a mission, but I could see other things going on that could have caught my eye if I wanted to go off in that direction. That seems cool. I'm into that.
Yeah. And the three playable classes they had was the barbarian, the sorceress, and the druid, which seemed to be the favorite for everyone. So you can actually transform into a bear, but also a werewolf as well.
Yeah, you're constantly actually attacking people as a werewolf. It seems like you're carrying around, a cudgel, but you're not actually ever using it. It seems like.
Yeah.
And you also had wolves too, who follow you around and you can direct after people and stuff. So.
Yeah, no, it's very much sort of the more tactical classes, I guess you can say. You can do some really crazy stuff with that class. I mean, it was very early in the game, but they sort of gave you a certain set of skills that you can just really go to town.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gave me the sense of being something you're kind of inflicting status effects on people as well as pummeling them. Yeah. It seemed like maybe what the druid was after. Throwing boulders at guys, and that kind of stuns them and knocks them out of the fight a little bit, so you can kind of control the rest of the action with the help of your teammates.
Right.
So.
Cool. And just overall, I was really impressed with this the game that they had there, and it's of course they just announced it, but they still had a pretty sort of meaty sort of demo to dive into.
I feel like it was only 10 or 15 minutes, but it did feel like a pretty good slice of what we can expect, even if it was just one town and one or two missions, one or two public events.
Yeah.
It seemed good. It seemed there were a lot of forlorn people to talk to, and a lot of cool little monsters to kill, and it's good.
Yeah. And it seemed to have sort of the accessible elements of 3, but also the more sort of in-depth sort of character building from 1 and 2. So Diablo 4 is something that I think maybe a lot of people are going to be really excited about, and both of us are really excited at seeing more. So
yeah, definitely.
For more on BlizzCon, stay tuned to GameSpot.